Hi, this is math lesson video 10-1 for December 10th, 2020. If you need to pause the video at any time to answer any questions that you may have, or your student may have, or the video may have, you can do so at any time. Okay, let's get started.
You know how to add ones. How can you use cubes to add 2 plus 3? Count 2 cubes, then 3 cubes, and then put them together to make 5. You can use this idea to add groups of 10. Adding 2 tens and 3 tens is like adding 2 plus 3. How many tens are there in all?
Select your answer.
Okay, so for this equation, 2 tens plus 3 tens, all you would have to do, since these are groups of 10, all you would have to do is just count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So there are 50 cubes in all, and 2 tens plus 3 tens, well, you know what 2 plus 3 is 5, same thing as 50. So the answer would be 5 tens.
There are 5 tens. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So 2 tens plus 3 tens equals 5 tens. 2 tens is 20. 3 tens is 30. How is 20 plus 30 like 2 plus 3? 20 is 2 tens, and 30 is 3 tens. What is the sum of 20 plus 30? The sum is 50. 5 tens is the same as 50. Now you know how to add tens using models.
Adding tens is fun.
Okay, you need to get in your math workbook volume 2 this time, not volume 1, volume 2, and you need to be on page 543. Now when you're on page 543, we'll read the directions and figure out what we have to do. Okay, the directions say, how are these addition problems alike? Talk to a partner about how you can use the first sum to help you find the second. These problems aren't too difficult. We'll start with the first one, 3 plus 5. Now you can either draw a picture or use your number line or number grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw 3 cubes plus 5 cubes. And then all we have to do is count the cubes to figure out what the first equation is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cubes in all. So 3 plus 5 equals 8. Now if you look at the next equation, it's 30 plus 50. If you notice, in the tens place here, there's a 3 just like here, and a 5 just like here, and we just like up here. And we know that 3 plus 5 equals 8, so we can write an 8 in here. And then all we have to do is do 0 plus 0. So all we have to do is add a 0. So 30 plus 50 equals 80. Same number in front, but all you do is add a 0 at the end. So that's how you do those two equations. If you are good, please turn to the next page. 544, if you look at the top, that's the boy from the video just explaining to you how to add tens. Okay, let's read the directions for numbers 1 and 2. It says, write the numbers to complete each equation. Well, they did number 1 for you. In the first blank, it was blank tens, so they counted 1, 2, 3 tens. So trace the 3. In the next blank, they want to know how many tens there are. There were 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. And if we count up all the tens, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens. Now, they want to know how much these are actually worth and make an equation out of that. So instead of counting by ones to see how many tens there are, we're actually going to count by tens. So let's start. 10, 20, 30. So 3 tens is actually worth 30. So trace the 30. Plus, okay, there are 4 tens here. Let's count by tens again. 10, 20, 30, 40. So 4 tens is actually worth 40. So trace the 40. Now, like we did on the other page, we knew what 3 plus 4 was. We knew what 3 plus 5 was on the page before. So 3 plus 4 equals 7. And then all we have to do is do 0 plus 0, and we know that equals 0. So add a 0 at the end. So 30 plus 40 equals 70. So really, this is the same equation as this, except we just add zeros at the end. Okay, try number 2 by yourself, and then we'll go through it here in a minute. Okay, number 2. Let's count how many tens there are. 1. So 1 10 plus, how many tens are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens here. And everybody should know what 1 plus 5 is. Well, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 plus 5 equals 6. So 6 tens in all. Now we actually have to put down how much each of these are worth. Okay, so there's only 1 10 here, and we know that there are how many cubes in 1 10? Well, there is 10. 10 cubes in 1 10. And I forgot to tell you, but these are called longs. Longs are worth 10. Okay, now let's see how much 5 tens is worth. So let's count by tens. Ready? Go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 5 tens is actually worth 50. There are 50 cubes in 5 tens. Now we know what 1 plus 5 is. So there's a 1 and a 5. So 1 plus 5 is 6. And then all we have to do is add a 0, because 0 plus 0 equals 0. So 10 plus 50 equals 60. All right. If you're good on that page, look at the next page. Your job is to do the entire page. They are exactly like the ones we did before. I guess they're not exactly like, but they're very close. So you're going to write the numbers to complete each equation. Okay? You need to count by tens. Let's do one together so you know what you're doing here. Okay? So we start with 2 tens. This is 10, 20. So write 20 in the first blank. Now we have 2 tens here, and we know that's 10, 20. So now all we have to do is figure out what the sum is. Well, if we look at the tens place, we have a 2 and a 2. And most of you know what 2 plus 2 is. That equals 4. And then now all we have to do is add 0 plus 0, and that equals 0. So 20 plus 20 equals 40 in all. So that's what you're doing on the rest of these. Okay? You have to do this page 545. Now, if you want some extra work, you can do some problems on page 546. You can also do a few problems on page 547. And there's also problems you can do on page 548. Now, when you get done with your workbook pages, please do the quick check on the Savas website. Please do not get behind on those. It is hard to catch up. And that is it for today. Thank you.